Right, well, hello and welcome to Goods In from tdcat.com. This, which has just arrived in the post, is the, or should be inside, the Feiyu, I'll put it up on screen because I have no idea how you pronounce it, Feiyu Gimbal for the iPhone or any sort of similarly sized smartphone. And a bit of packaging here. Oh, I need to see what I'm doing. Oh, right. So, fairly well packaged. Nice bit of packaging, which I might keep actually, because I've done a bit of eBaying recently and I haven't had what I needed. So there we go. It's the G4 Pro 3-axis stabilized handheld gimbal for the iPhone. Now this thing, sorry about the funny angle you've got on the shot here, this thing retails at what seems like an enormous £250. This is expensive, so it had better be bloody good. Okay, so well, nice box, fine, but as I always say in my Goods In videos, I'm not, don't really care too much about the box as long as the product does what it's supposed to. Oh, okay, it's got seals on it. Hang on a second. So let's go. Let's get inside this and see what we've got. So we have instruction manual, which actually is in multiple languages there, so that's about it for English, I think. Same thing, but in presumably Mandarin and Chinese, various other languages. And this is all you have. So you have a battery holder here. I don't even know what the batteries are for. Battery holder, and you have two sets of batteries. They're only very small batteries. They're 18 350 900 milliamp per hour. Can I get that to focus? Possibly. So they're 18 350 batteries, and you do get two sets of them, which is nice. And then we have these are weights, I think. These are weights. Let me just zoom in a little bit on the box itself. Yeah, so these are presumably different weights. I honestly have never used anything like this before, so I don't know what I'm doing with this. And all it is this. Right, okay. So, not a clue how to use this, but what I'm going to do is just show you the rest of what's in the box. That's the main device. Batteries, I assume, go in there. And then this is the other end, which closes up like this. It's all made out of aluminium, by the way. This is not plastic at all. And then there's I think that's a standard tripod mount there. If you want to mount this to, a monopod or a tripod or something that makes your life a bit easier. And then USB port, very standard actually, very standard USB port, not even a micro USB, a normal original USB port there. Well, hey. And that's got a rubber cover on it, which is a bit squidgy. I have to say it's a bit squidgy, but it's quite nice because it does fit well. And then just a controller here, a joystick controller, and a button. And that's it. So I'm going to go away actually and just see, what you're supposed to actually do with this. It comes with a USB cable, but I don't know anyone who hasn't got a million and one of these now. So that's it, really. That's all there is to it. So I'll come back in a sec and give you a little bit more information on it, because I realise there's not much to that. But that's the G4 Pro 3-axis stabilized handheld gimbal for iPhone. These are also available for in a Plus version. Don't know what the difference between Plus and Pro version is for you know, GoPros and things like that. So I'll be back in a second. Hi, so welcome back, and I think I know what I'm doing now. Firstly, this additional power, let me just redirect my camera here. This additional power pack thing is just for charging. As it quite rightly says on the side, it actually says charger. And this is really handy because it means that I can get these two charging with a power bank while I use the other two. So that's a really nice feature. Nicely lined up LEDs there. Anyway, yeah, so they can sit off at the side, and I've kind of think I know what I'm doing with the product itself now. So here is it sort of in its complete state. I've got batteries in the bottom now, and I've got a weight on it. So the weights just attach here, and you can put on your small one, or you can put on your medium one, or the heavy one. I have an iPhone 6 Plus that takes just the heavy one. So you just screw that in place there. And then you have to direct this in the right way. So this has to be to the right-hand side, this bit here, and this has to sort of face you like that with G4 Pro at the top there, and then this bit here needs to be away from you with the joystick there, so you can either use it left-handed or right-handed. So if I have it like this, then that allows me to put the camera in. I get my camera in the right place, and just slot my phone down into here like that, push it back against there, and that is in its correct that's in its correct place, because then what you notice is if you turn it around, the camera is in the right location. The camera here, this camera here, this lens should be at the top, so it should be at the highest point with an iPhone. Doesn't actually matter too much because obviously it's tagged with a thing to show you, to tell you if it's being flipped upside down, but not everything supports that, so you should get it right in the first place. So if we just turn this on now, what you'll notice is it kind of rights itself and gets itself in the right, gets itself sorted, and now it's adjusting completely with my movements and keeping the screen level. And of course with the joystick I can pan backwards, I can pan forwards, and I can pan, I should be able to pan left and right. Why isn't it letting me pan left and right? Let me just try turning it off. So you turn it off by pressing and holding, and as it turns off it kind of all flips into a floppy sort of place. A bit of a weird thing actually. And so let me just do this again. So now it's just freaking out a bit. There we go. So now it's letting me do all motions. I can pan right, I can pan left, I can go forwards, and I can go back, and when I move it, it keeps it completely in line, obviously within a certain range of motion. Yeah, so that's the point of it. That's why it takes batteries, because the whole thing revolves around batteries. It's not a weight, it's all motorized, it's not weight related, but you can do some pretty serious movements, and it does seem to keep itself very nicely leveled. So there we go. That's just a quick look, an introduction to the Feiyu Tech G4 Pro for iPhone. Well, I thought I'd better add at this point that there are different modes. If I actually read the manual, you know, like some people do, there are different modes that this operates in, which is why I couldn't get it to pan just a second ago. So you have your panning mode like this, which allows you to you know, move it around, and then you have your lock mode. If I switch between that means that it still pans with me if I go too far, but it basically locks it into place and doesn't allow the joystick to do anything apart from up and down. That's what that is. Then you have panning and tilting, which is a double tap. So that's basically with the joystick, with the as you move this, it kind of pans and tilts it, and then equally does the same that way too. And then you have your inversion mode, triple tap, which flips the phone round like this, and then quadruple tap just resets it. And that's it. There is a standby mode as well, but they're the main modes. So you're basically one tap, or in fact, I'll probably do a triple tap to get the phone back round, and then one tap to get me into this. Probably that mode would be the one I'd use the most. Yeah, so that seems to work quite well. So if I can tilt it forwards, yeah, it seems pretty good. I've never used anything like this before, so will have to see how the results come out. But so far, so good.